Hello, 5th graders. Welcome to lesson 11.5, Analyzing Graphs. Let's get started. Today's objective is I can analyze a line graph to make meaning and draw conclusions by explaining in written form what a graph is representing, including points graphed between intervals with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Today's objective is a little bit long, so make sure you pause to type the I can and by statement in your digital math notebook. All right, guys. Today we're not graphing, but rather we're looking at a graph that's already made and using words to describe what this graph is saying. In this first graph, you can see that we're talking about car sales. Along our bottom scale, we're talking about days. And along the left-hand side, you can see it says the number of cars sold. We're talking about the number of cars that are sold in, looks like maybe a week or weekdays. So let's answer some questions about this graph. It says, how many cars were sold in 5 days? So that means we have to look at our data here. Monday, it looked like there were 3 cars sold. Tuesday, there were 5 cars sold. Wednesday, there were 6 cars sold. Thursday, there were 4 cars sold. And Friday, we sold 9 cars. So if we want to know how many cars were sold in all 5 days, we need to add them together. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. Plus 9, 8 plus 9 is 7. So we get 27. 27 cars were sold. Question 2. On which days were the maximum of cars sold? A maximum is the most cars. So which day had the most cars? That would be the point with the highest point. So that would be Friday. Question number 3. How many cars were sold on Wednesday? So we go over to Wednesday and we go up to 6. 6 cars were sold on Wednesday. Which day had the minimum of sales? Minimum would be the lowest. So the lowest day, the lowest point on the graph would be Monday. And how many more cars, how many more is important, were sold on Tuesday than on Monday? So on Tuesday, we sold 5 cars. On Monday, we sold 3 cars. How many more means subtract. So that means there were 2 more cars sold on Tuesday than on Monday. Let's try one together. All right, guys, this graph is in your digital math notebook. You can see in this graph, we're looking at the hippo population over a course of years. So we're looking at what happened to the hippo population, and our goal is to be able to describe the hippo population by answering some questions. So our first question says, in 2010, what was the population of hippopotamus? So let's go over to 2010, and then let's go all the way up to our point here. It looks like that would be, that's between some points here. This is what I mean when we're talking about between intervals. Now, this isn't pointing to a number, but it's between 32 and 36. And I know that the number 34 is between 32 and 36. So even if a point doesn't exactly line up with an interval, we know that there are points between them. Let's answer our next question. How many hippos were there in 2007? So in 2007, let's look up here to our point. We're going to go across. Here's another one. It's between 24 and 26. So 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So between those 4 numbers would be the number 26, because 26 is more than 24 but less than 28. In which year did the hippopotamus population reach 30? So let's go over to the 30, but more than 28. 30 would be right here. So that would be 2008. Our next question says, which year recorded the minimum hippo population? That would be the lowest number. So the lowest point in the graph is all the way down here at 2005. And how many more hippos were recorded in 2008 than in 2006? So in 2008, we circled that point, there were 30 hippos. And in 2006, that looks like it was 20 hippos right here. And so the difference, how many more, is 10. There were 10 more hippos in the population. Great job so far, fifth graders. Let's try another graph. All right, guys, this is our lesson activity. We're reading the graph together, and we're going to answer some questions about it. In this graph, you can see that we're talking about Caitlin's height and how old she is. So we're looking at how tall she was, how old she was, and tracking it across to find how tall she was at certain ages. So our first question says, how tall was Caitlin when she was 4 years old? So at 4 years old, we go over to the 4 and we go all the way up. It looks like she was 40 inches. Our next question said, how much had Caitlin grown from the time she was born to 6 years old? So at birth, it told us that she was, it's between 10 and 20, that would be 15. So she was 15 inches at birth. And then when she was 6 years old, that would be between 40 and 50 would be 45. So she was 45 inches at 6 years old. She was 15 inches when she was born. So 5 minus 5 is 0, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So she had grown 30 inches. How old was Caitlin when she was 30 inches tall? Well, we actually just found 30 inches. Over here we found 45, so 30 would be right here. So if we fall 30 over to our line, she was 2 years old when she was 30 inches tall. And I'm going to let you solve the last question on your own. You have a circle and a box to type in. How tall might Caitlin be when she's 10 years old? Our graph only goes to 8, but we can predict that she's not going to get shorter. So which one of these might be her height when she is 10 years old? Great job, fifth graders. When your digital math notebook is complete, then you can complete your exit slip to show your teacher your understanding. Great job!